In early 2005, BOOGEYMAN graced screens across America. It was rated PG-13, and as a 13-year-old horror fanatic at the time, I could finally see a horror movie in the movie theater. Yeah, this piece of crap was my first horror film that I ever watched in the theater. Now you see where I get my disdain for modern horror films and why I don't like seeing them in the theaters. I was burned, and burned hard, and I never want to get too hyped about a new movie because of that. That's why I stick to the 80s. The 80s never let me down. In fact, there was a BOOGEYMAN movie released in 1980, and I guarantee that it's better than that piece of crap film from 2005. I mean, it's gotta be better. Right? The opening is promising. It's nothing new for those who love this era of horror films, and it does rip elements from most slashers, most notably Halloween, but there's a charm to the formula and it's done well enough. We open on a house at night, and the opening medley is fantastic. Reminds me a lot of Phantasm's theme, which is a personal favorite of mine. It's great stuff. Haunting, melodic, and deep synths ripped straight from Halloween. Chef's kiss. Mwah. Two children watch as a woman takes off her pantyhose in front of this drunk guy. She places the pantyhose over this guy's face like how robbers do, you know, because criminals are hot. Just as they're about to get it on, they notice the kids watching. Pantyhose man grabs the boy, ties his arms and legs to the bed, and puts a sock in his mouth. The mother then proceeds to have sex with this pantyhose wearing man, because I guess child abuse is hot? The sister grabs a knife from the kitchen and cuts the brother free. The brother takes the knife to the bedroom and stabs the pantyhosed boyfriend. The sister watches from the mirror, and then we cut to the present day. The sister and brother are all grown up and live together. The sister Lacey is married and has a kid, while the brother Willie is now mute and carries a lot of trauma with him. Now, if you've watched Halloween, this all may sound a bit familiar. Little boy kills someone close to them, grows up to be a strong mute man. It only makes sense for him to continue his murderous ways and become the slasher killer, and even though the film feels like it might go down that road and become that trope, he's not the killer, and is in fact one of our leads. While living with their aunt, Lacey still has nightmares about that night. She and her brother are both traumatized by the killing. One night they receive a letter from their biological mother, and the nightmares get worse. Willie begins to paint all the mirrors in the house black. Weird, but it'll come into play later. And Lacey's husband forces her to face her fears with the help of her psychiatrist, played by John Carradine. They suggest Lacey visit the house where the murder took place to ease any guilt that she may be carrying with her. Some kids are currently occupying the house, but they let Lacey and her husband in. Lacey finds the room where it all took place, and she sees the pantyhosed boyfriend still in the mirror. He walks towards her in a threatening way. She freaks out and destroys the mirror. Well, that's super awkward, so the husband bags up the mirror and they leave, except he forgot one piece of the shattered mirror behind. Now, the whole premise of the movie relies on the idea that mirrors can hold on to tragic moments in time, and when that mirror breaks, the evil is released. Well, the poor kids in the house get it bad. One sister is cutting her hair and then gets possessed and takes the scissors to her throat. The little boy tries to scare her, but the window shuts on his head. The last sister gets slammed in the head by the medicine cabinet door. Back at the house, the husband puts all the pieces of the mirror together and places it up in the kitchen. This understandably freaks Lacey and Willie out. We get a small scene where a piece of the mirror gets attached to the son's shoe, and while fishing, some unexpected teens get shish kebab together due to the evil mirror. Of course, the priest is called to exorcise this demon, and the ending is a real hoot and a half. It's crazy with plenty of red light, overacting, laughable moments, and green laser beams. I cannot thoroughly or rationally explain how bananas this ending is. It's cheesy, goofy, fun, out there, it's bonkers, maniacal, and a blast to watch. The Boogeyman was directed by German filmmaker Uli Lomel, and he does an okay job, but the movie still isn't very good. There are moments of excellence, and it reminds me of a Vinegar Syndrome type of film. It just has that campy vibe to it, you know? 88 Films in the UK has released a pretty good Blu-ray of this movie. However, I watched it from this DVD 2-pack. The quality is actually fine, and it looks like they had a decent transfer to work with. This 2-pack comes with the original film and Return of the Boogeyman, which I thought was the sequel, but it's actually the third installment. Yeah, this series is super convoluted, but from what I gather, Uli Lomel made the first one. Paramount offered him a lot of money to make a bigger budgeted sequel, but he apparently felt typecast just to make horror films, so he refused. Then, just 3 years later, he decided he did want to make a sequel, but the funding wasn't there, so even though he brought back Susan Love to play Lacey again, they only made half a movie. In the sequel, Boogeyman 2 or Revenge of the Boogeyman, Lacey takes her true life experience to Hollywood to sell her story, to have it made into a movie, but unfortunately a piece of the mirror travels with her and it begins to kill people in Hollywood. Since only half a movie was shot, the other half of the movie is filled with scenes of the first film. Apparently, Revenge of the Boogeyman is significantly worse than the first movie and it doesn't get much love. The director later went back and tried to fix the film and added scenes of himself, so no matter what version you watch, it's all bad. The third one, which is on the DVD pack, was also made by Uli, but in '94, and was called Return of the Boogeyman, and is the lowest rated one, sitting at an abysmal 1.4 on IMDb. That is an atrocious score. Wow. You think a film that bombed that hard would end a series, but no. Apparently Uli is working on another Boogeyman film titled Boogeyman Reincarnation, which is going to be a remake of sorts. So yeah, the series is bottom of the barrel. I've only seen the first one, but I actually thoroughly enjoyed my time with it. Yeah, it's bad, but it's fun and entertaining. Some parts almost feel legitimately good, but most of the movie falters. It's a mix of the Amityville Horror and Halloween, with none of the professionalism and all the wackiness you would expect from a bad movie.
And then...
It's a movie that tries really hard to be good. It just isn't, though. If you're a fan of supernatural slasher films from the early 80s, then this might be your cup of tea. It's a fun popcorn flick that is best enjoyed with a few friends and a few laughs. And that's all I have for tonight, so thank you so much for watching, and sweet dreams, everyone. Oh no, I have a mirror. Oh no, I broke it. Oh no, I'm evil.